Doesn't that sound so satisfying? If you're familiar with that sound, then you'll know that that is the locking mechanism, door open and door closing sound of the Mercedes G-Class, one of the more iconic cars that Mercedes makes. Hello everyone and welcome to Drive Steady. Today we're going to do a build and price of the new 2019 Mercedes G550. We'll go through the Mercedes build and price tool, spec out a Drive Steady version, and give you our thoughts on why we think the G-Class is going to be another big hit. Before we get started with the build and price tool, I wanted to throw a question out there. What do you guys think? Would you pick a new 2019 Mercedes G-Class or a 2019 Land Rover full-size Range Rover? We love to hear your thoughts on which one you would pick. So here we are on the Mercedes website specifically for the new G-Class, and I wanted to talk about how amazing this car looks. So this is the new redesign for 2019, and this green color looks unbelievable. This is called Emerald Green Metallic, and we're big green color fans for cars just in general, and this emerald green looks even more amazing on this G-Class. Even with this mud and it looks dirty, it still looks great. But scrolling down here, just an overview of the interior. This is an all new interior as well. The Mercedes center cluster here is 12.3 inches as it says down here. And you also have an optional 12.3 inch gauge cluster, which will replace this analog cluster here. We'll go over that in the build and price tool. I believe that's an $850 option. Jumping right into the build here, we're going to do the G550 SUV and not the G63. We'll do that if you guys like, but we'll just go with the standard fare G550 because it's still got a V8. It still sounds amazing, still has great horsepower, 416 horsepower, 450 pound-feet of torque. And one of the new things that Mercedes has done with this new engine is have something called cylinder deactivation, where some of the cylinders shut off for fuel economy. So jumping into the build and price tool here, and one of the things we love about the Mercedes build and price tool is that it jumps right into picking the color and into the exterior options. So the color, as you can kind of predict, is the emerald green metallic, and it doesn't do it justice here in the build and price tool. You can kind of see it better in the Mercedes I guess website here, and look how amazing that looks, like I said before. But we do like this emerald green, and in addition to that, the night package with AMG line. Now you say, what's the difference between the AMG line and the night package? So let me explain the difference between these two. You kind of get the same things. There's 10 things here, and then there's 8 in this in the AMG line. So for the night package, you get the gloss black exterior accents and the black brush guard. So the difference between those two is that the AMG line here, I'm going to pick it for you so you can see the difference. So this grille guard here is kind of in silver or chrome color, and then these accents here around the side of the car are also in a chrome silver finish. So are the wheels. But when you go into the night package, it tells you that it's going to add all these things and remove and add, but it's basically removing and adding the same things and just adding the two items, the gloss black. So here's the gloss black brush guards, and you can see that these trimmings here are also in a black color. Let me see if I can give you a better idea of it here. Yes, so here's the black around the top, the grille guards, and here's the brush guard from the front. So we would definitely pick the AMG package with the night black because we like the black and white accents. Not black and white, black and green accents. And moving to the interior, the Mercedes interior again is all new. And with the green exterior, we have two primary color choices that we like. We like this nut brown black with the natural grain walnut wood interior. This is the way it looks here. If I can zoom in a little bit, you guys can see those analog gauges I was talking about. And here's this wonderful looking natural wood finish. Here's the back. There's the sunroof, and the top is just a cloth black color. So flipping back here, and the secondary option that we like is the lighter color here, the beige, and it's almost like a white, but we believe any light color with a dark green exterior would look nice. You can still spec it with this natural grain walnut wood, but we do like this light brown sand wood. I just believe it flows better with a lighter color beige. But for now, we're just gonna leave it with the nut brown and the natural grain wood. The seating comfort package, exclusive interior package plus. So what are these things? These are basically interior packages related to seats and leather and upholstery, what type of leather you get, what type of stitching you get. So let's just go over them really quickly. The comfort seat package, like I said, it's more of a seat. It adds massaging seats. It heats up the seat faster, apparently, with rapid heating, and ventilated seats. Now moving into the exclusive interior package, like I said, this now gets into the Designo leather and all these extra Napa leather upholstery, frameless rear view mirror, headliner is different, and exclusive interior appointments, quote unquote, whatever that means. And the exclusive interior plus package is basically a combination of all of these things here in the seat comfort package and the exclusive interior package, plus the Designo exclusive Napa leather. So you get just Napa leather here and the Designo headliner here. But in this one, you get the Designo Napa leather everywhere, including the headliner and the rear view mirror. The rear view mirror. So you get all of these things in here, plus the exclusive Designo leather, which is the stitched Designo leather. Here, let me just show you what that looks like. Here's the $12,000 option. And this is what you get with the leather. You get these stitching here on the door, on the seats, on the armrests here in the back. So, I mean, it does look nice. However, the Mercedes leather just in standard fare is good enough. So we don't really see any value here. We're just gonna pick the nut brown here and go with it. Even though some people who are buying this car are just going to pick it because money is not an option. But for us, we don't necessarily have a preference. So we're just gonna leave it the way it is. Heated steering wheel, depending on what climate you're in, what part of the country, but it's not necessary. Replace leather seat belts and stitching with black. This is useful for us because we've got a green car and red seat belts are not necessarily something we're looking for. So, the red seat belts come as a part of the AMG package. So we're going to go ahead and pick that. And so you see, here's the black seat belts. And we're going to entertainment and convenience now. So here's part of the Mercedes G-Class that I really like, and Mercedes just in general is starting to do this. Look at all these standard features here. Look at all the stuff you get. So I'm just gonna click through some of this stuff. Power seats, I mean, these are expected in a $120,000 car. Rear split folding seats, wonderful. Heated rear seats. This is something that is not typical in cars, even in high-end luxury cars. I know like the S-Class, excuse me, the S-Class and the 7 Series do not have heated rear seats, but these come standard in the new G-Class. The sunroof is standard. Insulated glass is more of a luxurious feature. 3-zone climate control, which is great when you've got multiple passengers in the seats. The purification system, this is kind of, it sprays scents into the car based off of what type of air freshener or perfume you have selected. And heated windshield, that's pretty typical. Fold-in stainless steel running boards. What was it? AMG Sport steering wheel, this looks great. And here's the analog gauges, but we're going to go ahead and pick the 12.3 inch gauge cluster with the screen. Here's the center console, 12.3 inches that comes standard. The command system, which is rival to the Mercedes, I'm sorry, not the Mercedes, the BMW system. It has gotten better over the years and it's gotten close to the BMW. I haven't tried the most recent version of it, but it's great the way it is. Command navigation as standard. Hands-free Bluetooth, this is pretty typical. This one's a really expensive package which comes standard. So the Burnmeister sound system on a lot of other high-end cars like the S-Class, I believe this sound system is like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. I know when Porsche was putting it in their cars, they were charging a whole lot of money for it. But here you get it standard, so that's an unbelievable, standard feature. And Sirius XM radio, enhanced voice control, Bluetooth audio streaming, these are all pretty standard. For Apple CarPlay, which is great. And another great thing that they do is they include the Android people in there too. So good for Mercedes. They include both popular cell phone operating systems. And then the LED ambient lighting, this is really cool for Mercedes. They've got 64 colors, which is a very wide spectrum, and I know the BMW doesn't have that many colors, but Mercedes does a great job with offering a lot of customization. The front seats with memory, this is pretty standard, and I believe we're at the beginning of the list here. So going back to the build, so the 12.3-inch digital cluster, we believe is an absolute must for this interior. It just kind of looks out of place with the analog gauges, and you've got this huge screen. So let me show you what it looks like when you've got it spec'd with the two 12.3-inch screens. This is with the analog gauges, and this is the way it looks with the two screens. I mean, I just think that just enhances the look so much more. Let me see if there are any additional pictures here that I can show you of the interior. Yes, here's one. So here's one with the two screens. It just looks like one humongous screen, almost like 3 iPads put together. And it looks much better in person than it does in the photos. So I think that's a valuable option at $850, and it also enhances the look. So performance and safety, here we go again. So now I'm going to look at the standard features that come with this G550. So again, you get this monstrous V8 with 416 horsepower. The start-stop, which is standard. You get a all-wheel drive system with 2-speed transfer case. So again, 9-speed automatic transmission, and you've got all this off-roading capability, even though nobody's buying a $130,000 car to go off-roading, but hey, you've got the option to do that. 3 lockable differentials. Again, here's that 9-speed automatic transmission. You've got a pretty good suspension setup to go as standard. The Mercedes has a pretty legendary following with the G-Class and off-roading, especially some of the older ones. But they've taken that and enhanced it to 2019, 2020 levels of suspension geometry and sophistication. So just right out of the box, that's pretty amazing. Here's Distronic. This is when you're driving active cruise control, and it kind of senses how fast the car in front of you is going and how fast your vehicle is going, and the distance between them stops and slows the car down. Active lane keep assist, this helps you if there are any people in your blind spot. In addition to this blind spot assist, I believe those two features work in conjunction. Active brake assist, it's got, like you can see in the picture, it's got sensors all around the car, and it pretty much tells you when there's something around you, and it alerts you for you to brake. The next one, this is an emergency call system. Active attention assist. This one is actually pretty cool when you're driving in long distances. I've actually experienced this feature before. I've tried to engage it, and it does start shaking the wheel, and you start seeing a difference, and it tries to wake you up. So it's a pretty good safety feature. And where's the rest of this stuff? It's not coming up, but let me see if I can do it from here. Attention assist. I don't know why it's not picking it. But pre-safe, we don't want that. I mean, it comes standard, but some of the stuff is really gimmicky. Traffic light, this is for the heads-up display, and for the navigation, it just detects traffic signs and adjusts the speed, or tells you what the speed limit is. This one's really cool, and it was really a big thing a couple of years ago, where the car parks itself, parallel parks itself, and also has the ability to leave the parking spot as well. So active parking assist there. Again, these are all standard things. Like, look at all this technology you're getting and all these safety features coming standard. Even though you're paying a high price, you're getting all these things. So rear traffic alert, when you're backing out of a parking spot, somebody's coming, it starts beeping and alerts you that somebody's coming. Rear view camera is pretty standard nowadays for all cars. The LED headlights look unbelievable, and in a lot of cars, are optional, but again, in the Mercedes, it's standard. And these keys look so futuristic and amazing. I think this is a very well designed key. And nowadays, you know, a good looking key is rare to find, and I think Mercedes has done a really nice job here. And back to the engine again. So, I mean, you can see that Mercedes is putting in a lot of standard stuff, so you're not really getting a lot of options to pick from as opposed to some of their lower model trims. So now, I mean, the active suspension for such a big car and the usability of changing the modes and having it softer, I mean, smoother and harsher depending on your road surface, I think is a nice feature. So the adaptive suspension is nice, so $1,400, we do like that. Service and care, this car has a 3-4 year, I believe it has a 5-year warranty. Service, you know, you can just do it yourself if you like. Those things should be covered under warranty. And so the summary. So we've got the emerald green color, which we love, and we like just green in general, and it looks even better with this with this Mercedes. You know, this is not a cheap car. It's a $124,000 base price, and the way we've got it configured is $132,000. Is it worth it? In our opinion, yes. Is it worth it compared to a full-size Range Rover? It depends. Which one would you pick? I think this car has a more classic design. I mean, it's just been evolutions, kind of like the Porsche 911 since it first started. You can see major similarities between even this brand new 2019 model and when it first came out as a military vehicle. And when you compare it to the Range Rover, I mean, the Range Rover base price is, I believe, $90,000, but it does come with a kind of a puny 6-cylinder. You get a diesel option, and you know, it's not really performance. There's nothing screaming performance there. It's pretty much all luxury. This thing comes with a V8. It comes with 400 horsepower, 450 torque. It's got bold styling, bold presence, and provides a great combination of luxury, performance, and class. So those are the reasons why we love the new G550. Please share your comments and your thoughts. We'd like to hear what you think. And until next time, drive steady.